there's a lot of slippery slope. Then here's the biggest one that I'm foreseeing, and maybe they just don't give a shit anymore because this is how you're going to pay players. Let's say I'm a top recruit. My son Cash is an incredible football player. He's going to be the top NFL top recruit coming out of high school, offensive line recruit. I get a knock on the door, and it's from
Auburn Football.
Yeah, Auburn Football. But it's in the realm of some major corporation who is a Auburn Football alum or booster that's like, you know what, we want to offer you $1 million signing bonus to sign for, advertising with this company if you go to Auburn. But this only extends for you if you go to Auburn because that's where we do our business. So now you have a situation where they're legally, because that's what's going to come next. So Dave Portnoy from Barstool, he's a fan of different sports. So now,
you got one.
So now is he?
He went to University of Michigan.
So now is he out there and being like, hey, Barstool for high school kids, Barstool. The minute that you sign with Michigan, I got a deal for you. So now is he up there playing kingpin?
I doubt it, but I'm sure there are more conniving.
Dude, they've been playing players for years. I never got paid. But in the NFL, I heard all the stories about how guys got paid and how boosters paid them and the whole deal. Now you're in a situation where, I played with some guys from Florida State, and they talked to me how they got paid and how, they were able to funnel money through. And I remember being like, shit, we were below the poverty line. We must have sucked. But that becomes a very, very real deal. So, maybe it's a long time coming. Maybe all this shit's been under the table for so long that maybe what they're doing is they figure like, we'll put it out there and we'll see what's going to happen. Because where these guys get in trouble, so let's say you're a booster and you were to pay a kid $100,000 to go. Who pays taxes on that money? The IRS doesn't give a fuck about cheating.
Cam Newton's dad.
They only want the money. Right? So the only way you get in trouble in this country is if you don't pay your taxes.
Well, yeah, Al Capone.
Look at Al Capone. He's the fucking biggest gangster in the history. And you know what they got him on? They got him on tax evasion. If he had paid his taxes, they let him go. Right? It's a crazy deal. But I think it's a long time coming. I'm excited for these kids that they get to enter into this, and they get to monetize, what they're doing on social media. Obviously I didn't play, in college, social, like this wouldn't have worked without social media. How do they go in and find what's my media reach as a young John Wellborn? No, I get interviewed in the paper. Maybe I was in a picture on Sports Illustrated. Like it's not as if players have this world stage unless you're like a Heisman Trophy player who's, got a team or has a school behind them that's driving all of this media to them to try to win the Heisman, we saw in the program, is Cain able? You remember they sat down with the media team to try to push him for the Heisman? That's a very real deal. But now you have a situation where these kids can monetize. They got 1 million followers on TikTok, and businesses are clamoring for access into these markets. Now the issue is, what if all of a sudden some player on your team is fucking making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and a bunch of other guys are fucking basically scrubbing pennies together trying to feed themselves at the end of the month with top ramen, and some dude's living in a penthouse? Does that cause problems? Because players aren't going to be paid equally. And
they also don't have the social wherewithal and how to manage that.
Well, think about it. So I'm an offensive lineman, and in college, nobody's out there paying these offensive linemen, and all of a sudden you got a running back or a guy who's over there fucking
one
getting
country
blown
star
up.
over here.
Yeah, we got one country star, and he's blowing it up. And you're like, yo, man, you're making all this money. You're being a star. Help your boy out. Nah, fuck you. Great, I ain't blocking for you anymore.
Oh. Uh-oh.
It's like McNabb fucking cheating us on not paying for dinners for us.
A couple more questions, John. Video games. Remember the EA Sports, NCAA football, all of that was taken down because they were using likeness and making money off kids.
But you, as a college football player, when you go there, you allow the school to use your likeness and your image. So what happened is these schools went and cut licensing deals with EA Sports to use the images for the players. And the players, it'll probably get to the point where they won't give scholarships anymore. And I was thinking on this.
Oh, whoa.
Right? No, but think about this, right?
Okay.
What if it got to the point where they didn't give scholarships anymore because the school wanted to be compensated for giving you the opportunity to make money? So, like, I want to go to Alabama and play at the top. Well, I'm not giving you a scholarship because you are going to come here and you're going to use the school to play at a high level, which is going to allow you to make endorsements. Fuck you. Pay, like, we'll let you in, but we're not paying for your school anymore.
Well,
I mean, dude, like, these are and
open the door for some lower.
I think what's happening is we're going to open Pandora's box. And it's
opened.
And I do not think that the athletes are going to like what's on the other side of this. I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope to God that I'm just being pessimistic. But I'm thinking as a school, if less than 10 of the schools in the NCAA Division I are making money, and all these schools are losing money, the first thing they're going to look for is like, what's causing us to lose money? We were able to use these kids' likeness. We can't use it anymore to generate income. So where's this money going for? It's going for scholarships, it's going for books, it's going for all this other stuff. Okay, well, these kids are making their own money now. They're using the school. Like, do people know who the Cavendish sisters are because they play basketball at Fresno? I think we're entering into a time, and I really think with this NCAA thing and the NIL, I think that we're not going to know the extent of how far this goes. So these kids are gonna, they see the opportunity, and I hope they seize it. And I hope they all crush it and, all make $1 million and this is like the best deal. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work like that. And I think it's a really slippery slope. So I wish them all the best. And I'm excited to see where it goes. But there's naive people and there's very powerful players in play on this. And I don't think that the naive individual is going to come out on top.
No, certainly not. Protect yourself.